Welcome to day 18 of 30 days of eating for me and my dog after 5 years on a carnivore diet. And at the end of each video, I'll also go over a complete nutritional breakdown for the day as well as the cost. Alright, so starting my day 18 off right, I'm hydrating. I got my 32 ounces of well water from an underground aquifer. So me and my dog's about to get a workout in, but as soon as I'm done working out, I'm gonna go upstairs and have my first meal of the day. Alright, workout is done, now it's time to eat. But this is pretty wild, and I think this is definitely worth mentioning, is that my satiety level is at like 1,000% right now. And it's not that I'm full, I just don't have any desire to eat. I have no hunger signals. And the past 3 days, that's basically what I've been feeling. So I'm totally fine with that, but with that said, I am gonna eat because I did just work out and I feel like I probably need nutrition. And I'm also trying to optimize this diet and get all these, fundamental nutrients in my diet as much as possible. So I'm switching it up a little bit today. Instead of focusing just on muscle meats like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to include some organs. And again, I'm trying not to rely too heavily on liver because it does bring along with it a ton of vitamin A and iron and all these other things that I really don't want to keep consistently maxed out. So this is kind of a way to find balance, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. All right, so I got 2 ounces of pork kidney, 4 ounces of pork brain, 2 ounces of muscles, just a hair over 4 ounces of 75/25 local ground beef, 2 tablespoons of organic butter, 2 ounces of extra sharp cheddar, and right around 5 ounces of wild-caught salmon. And then I do have 2 egg yolks, and I'm also going to include 1/4 teaspoon of eggshell powder for some extra calcium. Alright, breakfast is ready, and I have to admit, this actually looks really, really good, and it smells phenomenal. So with that said, I'm gonna dig into this and I'll catch up with you when I feed Shawnee. Alright, supper time for the pupper time. Let's see what's on the menu. Alright, so tonight, switching it up a little bit, I have a little cooked chicken, but I coupled that with some raw chicken. So this is 16 ounces in total. I got this for 87 cents a pound last weekend. Next up, I have some 80/20 ground beef. This is 4 ounces. I get this for $2.99 a pound. So 4 ounces is 76 cents. I also have some cooked gizzards. So this is 5 ounces, and 5 ounces is 40 cents because I get this for $1.29 a pound. I have some beef tripe. This is just 1 ounce. I get this for $2.99 a pound, so 1 ounce is 19 cents. I have some butcher blend. I get this for $2.99 a pound, so 1 ounce is 16 cents. I've got 3 ounces of chicken feet, aka 2 chicken feet. I get these for $2.24 a pound, so 3 ounces is 42 cents. I also have the bone broth, and because I don't have any raw meaty bones tonight, you always got to have a backup plan. So I'm going to include about 1/4 teaspoon of eggshell powder for some extra calcium. And the total cost for this meal, all 30 ounces of food, is $2.80. And that boils down to $1.49 a pound. I have a pretty good meal structured and laid out here, but let me show you what we're working with. 5 ounces of wild-caught salmon fillet, 5 ounces of pork brains, 4 ounces of mussels, 4 ounces of chicken, skin on. I have 10 ounces of local ground lamb, 5 ounces of local pork, and right at about 4.5 ounces of chicken livers. And I also have 2 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese here, as well as 2 tablespoons of organic butter. And obviously the reason I chose pork brains tonight is because of the very high vitamin C content. The oysters, vitamin C and manganese. The salmon because of vitamin E and magnesium. The lamb, just basically a broad range of nutrients. It has pretty much everything in it. Pork specifically because of vitamin K, as well as chicken. And chicken liver because of the lower vitamin A content coupled with the higher vitamin C content. All right, it is ready and it looks and smells phenomenal as usual. All right, dinner is served. I almost didn't do this today because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm simply not hungry. Like, my satiety level is back to 1,000 right now. And again, I think that's a testament to the nutrient density of the food and all the stuff I'm getting in the food. But for the sake of what I'm trying to do here and this experiment, I'm sucking it up. I'm eating this food. But before I dig into this, let's talk about cost here real quick. So if you didn't watch day 15 where I did the grocery haul, pretty much everything I bought for this portion of the series, trying to optimize the diet, you can go back and watch day 15 and that will show you the price of all this stuff I'm cooking here. So to spare you the long breakdown, because it's a lot of different things here, the total for all this food is $9.15. So 41.5 ounces of food, bioavailable, completely whole food. Most of this is local too. That's another thing. And that's one reason why some of it's so cheap. But that much food for under 10 bucks. It is just unmatched. You cannot get this amount of food and this quality of food anywhere else. This is the cheapest way to go, pound for pound, nutrient for nutrient. I cannot stress this enough. Now, my breakfast this morning, that was $5.09. That was another pretty decent sized meal, actually. That one was 21 ounces of food. So breakfast and dinner, those two together, is under 15 bucks. It was $14.24. And then if you add in my dog's food, because her meal was $2.80, the total for the entire day was $17.04. My total calorie intake for the day was 3,891 calories. So my current calorie surplus for the day is 1,130 calories. I did weigh myself again this morning and I was right at 170. So pretty consistent. I mean, I haven't really gained or lost weight. I've been staying, I think, between 168 and 170 this entire time, even though I've been eating at a calorie surplus of around 1,000 calories every single day. But I think it really has to do with the food I'm eating and, you know, the nutrient quality of the food. If I was eating this amount of calories in McDonald's or something like that, I would probably be gaining a lot of fat. Or if I was eating this amount of calories and eating, 50% carbohydrates, I'd probably be gaining a lot of fat. But eating low carb, zero carb, I find it very hard to gain fat. My fat to protein ratio for the day, again, compared to the last couple weeks, pretty lean. 61% fat and 37% protein. All right, so total protein consumed for the day is 342 grams. They say that you should get right around 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So that's right in that range. I'd say that's pretty optimal. Total fat consumed, 266 grams of fat. Vitamin C, I got 104% on my vitamin C today. So this is the second time in a row I've been able to hit vitamin C. This time with not nearly as much liver and actually not nearly as much organs in general. And I really want to highlight this because this is the big argument that we always hear as carnivores in the carnivore community, is that you can't get vitamin C from meat and you'll get scurvy on carnivore because there's no vitamin C in the meat you eat and all this stuff. For anybody who says that, show them this video. Show them this video and show them the video from day 15 where I hit my vitamin C target on both those days, not trying that hard. Like, I had to do some optimization and I had to move some things around, but it's actually not that hard to do. And I'm not consuming a tremendous amount of food, especially in terms of calories, because there was a couple times when I was eating intuitively that I had 5,000 calories in a day. So I'm not eating really even that much food compared to what I was. I'm just moving things around and adding variety to my diet, and I maxed out my vitamin C. And you wouldn't even have to get that every single day because, again, in the absence of sugars and carbohydrates, your requirement for vitamin C is going to go way down. And you don't really need that much when you're not eating all those other things. And I think I'm a testament to that because, again, I've been doing this 5 years and I've never gone through a gambit like this. I've never tried to optimize this diet to get vitamin C and to hit my RDA and all these vitamins and minerals. I've never supplemented with vitamin C. But again, I just proved that you can get all the vitamin C that you could possibly need on a carnivore diet and you can hit your RDA, and it's not that hard. All right, so moving on down, iron, I got 5.5 times my RDA, definitely good on iron. B12, I expected this to be pretty high because of the liver. So I got 32.5 times my RDA, which makes sense because liver is very high in iron and B12. Calcium, I got 144%, so almost 1.5 times my RDA, so I'm good on calcium. So getting calcium on a carnivore diet also is not not really that hard, especially when you include eggshell powder. Folate, 276%, good on folate. So I maxed that one out. Vitamin A, so here's the one that would have been really sky high if I would have included pork liver or beef liver or something like that, because they're much higher in vitamin A. Chicken liver is lower in vitamin A. So I got 698%. Potassium, 119%, good there. A lot of that came from the meat and stuff I was eating as well as the fish. B1, this is one that was a little bit low pretty consistently the first couple weeks, and I got 275%. And all of the other B vitamins, just like pretty much always, are at or well above my RDA. By including the eggs, the dairy, and the seafood, I got almost 2 times my RDA and vitamin D. Again, if you're in temperate climates or it's cloudy there, you know, or it's wintertime, stuff like that, and you're not able to get out in the sun, this is very, very important, because vitamin D is fundamental for so many things in the human body, especially your immune system. And to get that much through diet alone is fantastic. Vitamin E, all right, chicken, the pork, the seafood, and all that came through for me on vitamin E because I hit my RDA on that. Vitamin K, for whatever reason, Chronometer does not track vitamin K in the foods that are high in vitamin K. Pork specifically has 59 micrograms of vitamin K, and that's 49% your RDA, just in 3 ounces. Chicken has 51 micrograms, and that's 43% of your RDA. So I'm well above my RDA on vitamin K. Copper, 3.5 times my RDA, so I'm good on copper. Magnesium, okay, this is another one that's been pretty consistently low the first couple weeks, and I hit my RDA on magnesium today. 101%. I say this a lot, but this is very important, and this is very, very noteworthy, because the magnesium I'm getting through this diet and through this way of eating is the most bioavailable form that you could possibly get, because most foods that are inherently high in magnesium, specifically plant foods, and that's what they are, is plant foods, the magnesium is bound up by the plant toxins and all of these anti-nutrients in the plants. So whenever you consume these plants, even if you're consuming other foods that are high in magnesium, these plant toxins are going to bind to that magnesium, and it's not going to let your body absorb very much of it. So I can rest assured knowing that this 422 milligrams of magnesium I'm getting is going to be very, very bioavailable, and my body's going to be able to use pretty much all that. All right, manganese. So this is another one that was like single digits low back in the first couple weeks. And during the optimization, I've consistently got this up, I think every single day now, above my RDA. So I'm at 378% my RDA. And a lot of that is coming from the seafood, the mussels I'm including. All right, phosphorus, I got 5, almost 6 times my RDA. Definitely good on phosphorus. Selenium, I got a lot of selenium today. 14 times my RDA in selenium, so that's a lot. All right, sodium, 2, almost 2.5 times my RDA. I'm good on that. Again, I just salt my food to taste. I don't usually measure out the sodium too much. I figure it's about a teaspoon or so because I do use quite a bit of salt. Zinc, another very important nutrient, and I got 4 times my RDA on zinc. All right, moving down the list, lipids, fats. So my cholesterol is pretty high today, very high, 8,754, which I'm good with that. I mean, regardless to what they'd like us to believe, cholesterol is very essential for the human body. Our brains are like 80% cholesterol, and they make up 30% of the cholesterol in our entire bodies. And in the absence of cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, our liver, our body makes cholesterol, so it's pretty darn important. So I got 305% my omega-3 at 4.9 grams. Omega-6, I get 16.7 grams at 98% my RDA. To me, this is optimal, because I like to keep my omega-3 high and keep my omega-6 as low as possible. Saturated fat, trans fat, so I got 118 grams of saturated fat, 3.7 grams trans fat. All these fats, as long as they're coming from animal products, they are absolutely essential for human health. And looking down through all the proteins and essential amino acids, just like always, today is no different. I've met and exceeded every single protein essential amino acid on the list. I don't expect that to ever change consuming animal products, because animal products, meat, is a very complete source of protein. And really, there's nothing that compares to it. But today was another fantastic day. Again, I think we're kind of making history with this. You know, we're kind of proving that you can, in fact, get every single vitamin, mineral, and nutrient that you need to thrive through only eating animal products. And this is something we've all known, but you know, it's always good to have confirmation on that and to kind of see it firsthand. And by all means, don't take my word for this. I mean, I'm just a guy online making videos, and I'm putting it out there for everybody to see. But try this yourself. Get Chronometer, download it for free from the App Store, and go out and buy you some different foods and start adding variety and tracking your food. And I'll bet you a buffalo nickel, you can duplicate my results pretty easily. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to like, subscribe, join the Apex Tribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the future videos in this series. And I'll see you on day 19. All right, peace out.